Hey, this is Alex
Squirt gun.
Robinson, and you're listening to the
Booty league.
podcast.
What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 11, week 10 of the Booty League podcast. I'm David, joined by, as always, Chris and the very elusive
Yes,
Vinh
sir.
Nguyen. How you doing, guys?
We found you, dude.
I was out finding God, dude. That's with God, all things are possible.
Dude,
It's
did you
'cause-
did you find him? Is he found?
He's found, dude. My last couple of weeks have proved it. He's real.
Vin, whenever he's up good, and he's like
Hey.
he's interactive. But then when Vin is down and out,
He's down
Vin's
bad.
down bad. He's like he's just silent mauling. But when Vin's up good,
Hey, he's up though. We got him on a 3-win streak.
Yeah.
He's on the pod. Let's
He-
go, dude.
yeah, he's on the pod. He's reading the chat. He's good. Anyways, we have a few quick questions before we hop into the meat of things. All right, really quickly, quick thoughts on the discussion between Nick and Timmy last night. Go ahead. I know Vin just read it, but Chris,
Dude,
you go.
I was snoozing this morning. I got a chance to sleep in, and I checked my phone really quick before I snooze, and I saw that's a lot of messages. So I just skimmed it just enough to be like, dude, I have to wake up now and read this shit. And I woke up and I was reading this, dude. I was like, dude, I'm losing brain cells in the morning. Like, this is not how I like to wake up all riled up. Like, I like to wake up, go to walk, calm down, like, be mentally still. And I was like, dude, Timmy triggered me. Dude. This guy's calling rape the whole time. He's like, dude, I only rape people. That's what he pretty much said, dude. I will only rape
I
people.
will
Something
only-
like there was no such thing as a fair trade ever.
Yeah, I mean, you have anything else to say about that, Vin? Like,
I skimmed through it real quick. I don't know if he's playing like he's working the marks. I think he's getting in everybody's heads. I think it's not what he truly believes.
Yeah.
I mean, just really quickly, I think the whole thing about no fair I think Timmy could do a better job, like, vocalizing his thoughts, because he, like, if he was more eloquent with his thoughts, I
Yeah,
think it would
yeah.
sound a lot better. But how I interpreted it is like, that's true, there's no such thing as fair trades in the hindsight, but nobody's ever really trading like equal value. We're all trading ambiguous value. We can't put a number on like potential per se. So that potential is either realized or not realized after the fact, but we're really just trading like speculation and potential. And so I guess hindsight, there's no such thing as a fair trade, but in the moment, it's impossible to quantify like the speculation
Yeah.
behind
Yeah.
players. Is
Yeah.
what I hope that's what Timmy meant. I mean, I don't know what's going in that guy's head.
I think you put it way more eloquently, right? But yeah, even then, like his line of like, oh, I'm gonna wait until my players like, gain their regain their value. I'm like, dude, that's not how it works. Like you're always then you just hold on to something that can depreciate and you can't sell them anymore and stuff. Like that value, right? Like it's like he views it as something, but it's still just speculative. And if he wants to view it the way, then that's fine. Like we're not on the same, we don't have the same value across our trades and our players and stuff like that.
Plus, I know like everyone in our league, we're big gamblers. We've been to Vegas, so I don't know why Timmy's doing this. I know Timmy's a big gambler, so I don't know why you're saying you don't want to trade because you're scared you're not going to get your value back. But come on, man, we love gambling here.
That's true.
One real, I mean, what Timmy said, like, it didn't really like irk me too much. I mean, those are his thoughts, but the one thing that he said was like how, like, he says if you're not playing for first, you're playing for last, like, or something along those lines. If you're not playing for first, why are you playing? But also in the same breath, he says, why would you trade away your rest of season roster just to get a win now? So that really doesn't really make too much sense to me, because winning now means you increase your chances for the booty, because if I keep the rest of season roster strong, I'll be rest of seasoning in the toilet. So it doesn't really make sense in that context. Why are you trading your rest of season for weeks when
Yeah.
it's weeks that gets you into the playoffs and to the booty, and not
Yeah.
rest of season? So that doesn't make sense to me.
I mean, he obviously doesn't speak from experience.
That's true. Just a thought that was like, man, if I was Timmy's if I was managing Timmy's team, I would have like upgraded a lot of pieces. I think I would have like packaged one of those RBs that like people are interested in his RBs. You just like, oh, I want two of these for like a CMC, right? Like I want you know Alex Collins and another RB, like a handcuff RB for Alex Collins.
Like a Melvin Gordon or something
Yeah,
like that.
and it's I mean, excuse me, for CMC or something, but it's like if he packaged like Alex Collins at like his height and like maybe put him with like I don't know, like Mike Gesicki, he could have upgraded at like tight end. Or, he could have had upgrades like all across his roster at this point, and had slight upgrades at other places too. So that's just like my take if I was managing Timmy's team and trading with his team.
Yeah, and really quickly piggybacking off of the trades talks, do any of you guys know when the trade deadline is?
It's week 11, so I always mess it up. Like I don't know if it's like that waiver day, like Tuesday or Wednesday of week 11, or at the end of week 11.
I
Yeah.
thought we didn't have a deadline because we don't really collude. So I thought did we not do last year? We didn't have a trade deadline until like playoffs,
I don't think
or am I
so.
mistaken? I thought we.
I don't think we did that.
All right, here, trade deadline, week 11, everybody. Trades are not allowed after week 11.
I'm
I,
sure
I
the
don't.
League
topic's been
settings.
brought up, right? Of just taking away the trade deadline because we don't really collude in our league,
Yeah,
so there's no need for it. I think.
I think it was brought up, but I don't think we passed it if I'm not mistaken.
But the thing
But I don't
is,
remember.
I
I really
might,
don't remember.
I mean, if you're bound for your like 2 and 8, 2 and 9, you might trade away your top pieces for like depth for the toilet,
Yeah, for the
and that
toilet.
might skew a lot of things.
Hmm.
I don't know. But then then if you want to do that, then I would like to make a dynasty league to like kind of play in that realm, but I don't think we should
I,
keep that.
I get what you're coming from though. Like that would be a good topic to bring up this next offseason for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And the last question, I didn't write it down on the doc, but let me get your quick takes on whether you think we have too many bench spots. I know that we have 6. I'm not sure if we added the 6th one because of the COVID of last year plus the COVID IR. If we added both the bench.
No, we've always had 6. We just had 2 IR spots now, one for COVID and one for regular IR.
Yeah, so I've been kind of checking out my coworkers also 12-man league, and they have 5 bench spots. And every week their waiver wire just seems like so much more spicier. People have to make these hard choices, and when I look at our waiver wire every week, it's like there's like one big name that's dropped or one big name that's picked up just because of the nature of our league and how competitive we are. We like pick people up on Sunday and drop them on Monday.
Yeah.
So I feel like making the waiver wire more interesting by having one less bench spot would be a little bit more exciting. What are you guys' takes on that?
I think it helps playing keep away and making trades though, like having that extra bench spot. Um, like yeah, like my team might be good, and yeah, I might not need to pick anyone up, but maybe I can make a 2-for-1 trade to a needy team, or just play keep away. Like I think it gives me opportunity to pick up like 4 quarterbacks, so that when you didn't prepare for your quarterback buy, that I'm a step ahead of you, and I can take away quarterbacks from you.
Yeah, and I like 6. I think 6 is the perfect size. Just because for like waiver wire, I think I like how dry our waiver wire is because it makes you like have to, you know, it's a little
Trade.
harder. It's not
Yeah.
like free. You know what I mean? It's like you have if you think someone's gonna be good, you gotta add them like a week early, or or make trades and
Okay.
stuff. So I kind of like how it is. It's a
Yeah.
little more competitive to me.
Yeah. Because then you're like, oh well, you know what? Because I can just pick someone up. Like yeah, the waiver spicy, but then we wouldn't get as many trades, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's Yeah, I can definitely see where you guys are going from.
Okay.
So, breaking news. Go ahead.
Waiver wire section, we got 12 transactions yesterday. We got a couple more tonight, but nothing too crazy. So, Titans D for 19 Tigny. 5 bids with the highest following bids of 12, 10, and 7. Brendan Bolden for 16 to Royce. The 4 bids, the next closest bids were 6, 1, and 0. Ramondre Stevenson to 6 to Michael. 10 from Royce, couldn't make it because too many transactions. Then 2, 1, 0. Cole Beasley 6 to David, but the next closest one was 0, so I thought that was interesting. Browns D to Royce for 5. Out of 3 bids, the next 2 closest bids were 3 and 0. And Benjamin, 3 bids, Michael bidded for 5, and then the others were 2 and 2. Thought it was interesting that I thought what was interesting was that Nick picked up 2 kickers and tried for a third. Ended up dropping the one he actually paid one fab for, and in some fab update, Michael has 1 left. No one has 0 yet. No financial freedom yet.
Oh, he has
Chris,
1.
he has 1. Chris has 27. David has 33. On the other end, though, you have Vincent with 188. He has 160, and then Ty has 159. Vincent, what are your thoughts first about this waiver and any interesting tidbits?
No, waivers are kind of standard, I guess. Nothing too crazy. But one thing was that my brother beat you out for Titans D. I saw, and then he was actually cheering from the other room. I heard him. He was like, "Yes, I beat Chris for Titans D." So I thought that was pretty funny.
Man, I wanted him so bad. Like I put in bids for whatever other running backs and stuff. I didn't mind too much when you get them, but man, I wanted that Titans D so bad.
Over Buffalo? Or just to have.
No, I had Buffalo. I was gonna roster 2.
Okay.
I was ready to roster 2. David, your thoughts on this week's?
Yeah, I mean, like, all the waiver wire pickups for this week have either been picked up like either last week or 2 weeks ago from in our league. So nothing really too much to talk about. A lot of speculative running back ads in Stevenson and Benjamin. I don't know how
Mhm.
long that's gonna last, but it'll be interesting to see that dart throw.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, jumping into our shot list this week, we had game of the week, Nick versus Jonathan. Jonathan won, so Nick, Timmy, Chris, and James got a drink. Buffalo, I put plus 14.5. I messed it up, so yeah, I'm not an odds maker. But if you try to game the system and you don't want to take that shot between Nick and James, you don't have to. That's my fault. But if you had the intention of playing Buffalo, then go ahead. Only God will really know, right, Vin?
True. And he's always
Yeah.
At
watching.
the
He knows, bro.
gates. At the gates. He'll be like, remember when?
Yeah.
And then Chicago versus Pittsburgh over under 38.5. That Nick, Jonathan, James, Chris drink shotgun bet for Jarvis versus Sutton. James is
Let's
mauling at this one. It
go.
was like 3.4 to 1.6. James
You
got
need that
shotgun.
Sutton upside. I was telling him, dude.
Dude. And Sutton only won because he had a 2-point conversion because it was technically it was like 1.6 to whatever. But shot bet Tua versus Mahomes. James lost before he even started off. Like it was Tua was ruled out, so James was hoping for
Wow.
a Ronald Jones fumble like Michael bet on early in the year.
Wow. That's the hot coldest take.
And then do you see the head-to-head for the week analysis? Chris, we'll go into it more, but I lost and James lost. So the payouts this week: James 5 shots in a shotgun, Nick 3 shots, Chris 3 shots, Jonathan 1 shot, and Timmy 1 shot. And then right now Timmy owes 2 tomorrow night, and then Royce is gonna owe 3. Do we have any other things for shot bets before I have to pay up?
No, we'll pay up now, and then I think Nick and Royce wanted to do an in-person shot bet. They said just pull them in whenever. So I'm gonna wait a little bit. I think they're gonna get into a game soon, and then I'll pull them in.
Has this
Okay.
ever happened before? This has never been seen.
Never been
Never
seen.
live.
So Vin, you don't have any shots? Damn, you paid it all out. Should we just
Yeah,
make Vin rewatch his video? Did you watch that video, Vin?
It's pretty funny. I'll watch it again. It's pretty good.
Vin, are you done making shot bets this year?
No, I'm not. Just for the time being.
It's gotta be right for you. You gotta feel.
All right,
There's my 3
cheers.
shots. Cheers, guys.
Whenever God
Poland.
speaks to me.
Royce.
Okay.
Let's go, Royce.
Oh, let's go. All right.
Let's go. Put on your
All right.
camera, boys. It's time. Your
Hold on.
time to shine.
I'm about to
Oh,
die right
goddamn.
now.
Oh God.
Turn
I got
on
the
the
no scope.
camera.
Alright.
Shit.
We ain't
Alright.
got no. We ain't got all day
I
here.
literally okay. All right.
Why can't I put in my?
Wait, how do I put it on my phone?
What the hell?
Look at these idiots,
How do
dude.
I stream my phone?
How come I can't turn on my camera? What the fuck?
This
You're-
is the quality content your viewers love.
Yeah,
Shout
live,
out.
live radio, live TV, ain't it?
Shout out America.
Come
Wait,
on,
how
video.
the fuck do I stream?
Vin, do they have podcasts there?
They
Okay, I'm on.
Should, right?
You just.
Alright.
All right.
Straight.
All right. Let's go.
Oh,
I'm in the middle of a game. I'm AFK. Fuck this.
Fuck.
All right.
Ah. Okay. Cheers. Straight swigs.
Oh, that's a fat one.
The pinky again, bro.
The
The
pinky.
return
I
of
love
the
the pinky.
pinky, dude.
One pool. Let's go.
Oh, I did it.
Three?
All
I
right,
did it.
peace out. We got
This is safe for
no,
YouTube, right?
Oh man, dude.
Oh
we gotta,
god, I've got
You
kicked
know,
this
bro,
man.
if
This
I'm
guy's a
feeling-
this
I'm
guy's a
feeling little left
menace.
out, guys. I will take a shot with you, but I'm gonna pull it.
What is that?
Cheers.
2? Cheers, man.
Cheers.
Oof.
David, no shots this week. What's up with you? You haven't been making any shots. Shot bets.
All right, deuces.
I did. I made a shotgun bet with James.
Oh, that's true.
Alright.
And the Mahomes bet. That's right.
And the Mahomes bet. I mean, just been hitting.
is-
You know, my team
true.
won. I've been hitting my shot bets. I'm on the
Yep.
up and up.
No trades this past week. Let's get into our game of the week. So the game of the week is it is week 10. Week 11 is our trade deadline. So we have a trading block section. Just team needs, team wants. And I put a list of players that are on the trading block. I don't know if you guys have been updating, your trading block list on Sleeper, checking in on that. But we're also going to look at team needs for the last 4 teams between Ty, David, Royce, James, see if they can make a push of any sort into the playoffs. So let's start with, I'll be honest, looking at James's team, like, I really like his team. I just don't know what,
I don't know what's wrong with it, man.
like Dalvin Cook was out, but
So
yeah, you look at his team. You have Kyler Murray hurt. Dalvin Cook was hurt the first couple weeks. DeAndre Swift, he's been doing well, and then last week he was on bye, but the week before that he didn't do well. Robert Woods, he got Cortland Sutton while Judy was out. He had Gibson. He has Claypool. He had Chase Edmonds until he sprained his ankle. So I thought James's team has been in a good place. He's been wheeling and dealing, making trades, but his team is unfortunately in last place and not looking too hot. If you were James, what would you do?
it's hard because that core, when you're just looking at it on the surface, I think it looks solid. But
Mhm.
I think what James needs is that little spark to bring him put
Mhm.
him over the edge. So I might be going for a high upside type of player, like someone that could win him a week, like a Tyreek or like a
Yeah,
Jamar
that name.
Chase or like Mike will made it. Something just that spark to bring him over the edge, because his team is solid with a solid floor, but it's the mojo or something surrounding his team.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's just the manager diff, right? It's got to be the manager. But yeah, Tyreek popped up in my head. I know Timmy's been trying to trade him. Maybe he can get like a Tyreek plus for Dalvin Cook, but that's not happening, right? He needs moves like that. He's pretty conservative too. Timmy's super conservative, so it's hard to trade when those are the players that he should be targeting, right? Vincent, what are your thoughts on what you would do if you were James?
Yeah, I think James's core is pretty good, like you guys said, but his wide receiver 2 flex are kind of unreliable. What I would probably do is maybe take one of his 2 RBs. He's got 2 studs.
Yeah,
Maybe trade him for maybe like a lower end RB and then like a startable wide receiver, get some more depth,
Yeah.
help him out a little
Okay,
bit.
yeah. Makes sense.
Maybe
Spread the points around. You know what I mean?
yeah. Maybe you can do a 2-for-1. Maybe like a Woods, get like a lower running back and maybe 2 higher upset wide receivers or something like that. Yeah, just some
Yeah,
thoughts
like
for James.
what do you guys feel about like a Lockett or a Debo type trade? Like Jonathan's roster. I feel like those two guys have pretty high upside. Pretty
Yeah,
cheap
Mhm.
yeah.
too. Russ coming back, Debo with what's that
Ayuk
other
and Kittle
Ayuk?
coming back.
So it's like all speculative.
Mhm.
Price is ambiguous. Maybe you can make that work.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But honestly, like I like his team. He just hasn't been.
Yeah.
Also leads us into number 11, Royce. His team looks pretty good too, and he has been complaining about scoring the most points. He scored a good amount of points. Hasn't been winning. The core of Lamar Jackson, James Robinson. He had Derrick Henry. He's kind of lost without Derrick Henry right now. Derrick Henry's been kind of carrying him. You got Justin Jefferson, Kyle Pitts was showing up, but just rookie tight end stuff, just tight end stuff in general. And yeah, I guess Brandon Ayuk is showing out now. But before you couldn't be too mad at Royce. Now that he's lost Derrick Henry, you lose your stud running back mid-season. What would you do here? Let's start with Vincent this time. Vincent, what would you do if you were Royce's team?
Yeah, I don't know. Royce's team, losing that first round pick is pretty rough. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe take one of my, just like James, take one of my big name players, get some more depth back. Maybe maybe some teams need QB. I know like Yi could use an upgrade at QB. Maybe if I can flip Lamar for maybe like one of Yi's extra because he has a lot of running backs, see if he's up for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good idea. Yeah,
I might do Lamar.
a
Yeah,
Lamar
too.
flip. Yeah. For sure.
I also see Royce needing like I mean you can check out the market on Antonio Gibson. I mean you're not playing him, right? He has JD. I don't know if Royce is high on Gibson anymore, but he still has that name. Maybe flip him for someone with like not as big of a name, like Fournette or like a Gibson plus for like a Fournette, someone just to put in,
That's a good
or
one.
someone yeah,
I
like
was gonna say try to get like DeAndre Swift, but the Tony Gibson came from him, so I'm not sure if you'd want to go back to him. You know, yeah, Gibson's a tough one. It depends on someone. They're more risk adverse, like they might not want to trade, but someone that likes to gamble, like they might like him.
yeah, definitely. He still has that upside that
Yeah.
from that preseason, so
Yeah, but I mean,
people will pay for
he's
that.
good. Yeah, he's good. It's just is he healthy off this bye week? We really don't know. Maybe Terry McLaurin, like that kind of trade, like across.
Yeah, like cross positional.
Yeah.
I could see that.
Any other ideas for Royce's team?
I
Vincent?
think Royce could do the quarterback trade might be his best trade, like a 2-for-1, like a Matthew Stafford plus
Plus, yeah,
blank
something back.
for
Yeah,
something.
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. All right, let's jump into David's team.
Easy. Yeah, tell me what I need to do. My team is looking rough.
All I'm gonna say is David walked so I could run, dude. Thank you very
All I'm
much.
gonna say is show CMC a life I couldn't.
He just needed Kelsey needed a switch up, and so did CMC. So we're in good places here. If maybe the same advice. You got the Josh Allen. He's still the main dog. Like I was scared of Jeff Wilson coming back, so that's why I was definitely trying to trade him. But he's still the main dog. He looks good. You got Travis Kelsey. Wide receivers are a little bit rough just because of Calvin really supposed to be there. Brandon Cooks is on bye this week. I'll take a step here first. I might do the same Royce treatment. I might do the Josh Allen flip for 2. get a quarterback back, maybe go stream and get a Josh Allen for like a better wide receiver, probably a little more attainable. Maybe like Chris Godwin has that foot thing showed up, but that's a little scary. Um, I don't know if Marcus would want to give away Deontay Johnson or something like that for Josh Allen. Um, yeah, Vincent, what do you think for David?
Oh, Vin, I think you're muted.
It's kind of rough to make moves on your team, honestly. Like Elijah Mitchell, I wouldn't move because he's doing work. Like as a former Kelsey owner, I can say that like it's very hard to trade Kelsey. You're never gonna get the value back. I feel like you're always gonna get lowballed for Kelsey. You always just gotta think of Kelsey as your RB1 because no matter what, I don't think you're gonna get the value back. So it's tough to trade him. I would agree with Chris. Maybe Josh Allen for 2, just like he said. But other than that, kind of hard to make moves.
So what you're saying is what I got is what I'm riding it out on. I'm strapped in. I'm strapped in. Russell Gage, you're my Calvin Ridley copycat, and we're taking this thing to week 15. We're riding this out.
Maybe you trade your Vince camera. Maybe we got. I think maybe you trade Josh Allen. Maybe you trade Travis Kelsey if you can get value that you deem valuable. But yeah, it's pretty tough otherwise for your team. I would say so myself.
Okay.
All right, moving up.
I feel like, or one more thing to add. I feel like Nee will trade you for Kelsey just because he's pretty set everywhere else. He's always looking for an upgrade. So if you were looking to flip Kelsey, I think
this is insider information right here.
Oh, I don't know. I'm just saying, because just looking at his team, like his team is pretty good, but he could upgrade at the tight end and QB spot. So just saying.
The thing is, I've tried trading me, and I think the answer I always get back is I don't want to shake things up too much. Is usually what I get from him.
It's tough. You have him, Marcus, and Timmy are super conservative, and they have some great pieces to trade. To trade around. They're just very conservative with their game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's hard. It's hard. So I mean, I've definitely thought about what you guys have been saying. It's just hard to find something that I feel like will help my team.
Yeah, that helps. It's gonna help you win throughout. Moving on to number 9. The last bottom 4 team, a tie. We got his core streaming quarterback, Austin Eckler, Leonard Fournette, Amari Cooper, Marquise Brown, Tyler Conklin, streaming tight end more or less, Keenan Allen, Harrison Butker, and Dallas Cowboys. And I'm gonna be honest, like I think his team's pretty good. Like there's not too much I'm afraid of. It's just his record now being at 3-6. His team has been disappointing at times because his wide receivers are so boom bust between Cooper and Marquise. Keenan Allen wasn't doing work while Mike Williams was at the beginning of the year.
Whoa.
And he's been missing.
He's not a boomer bust anymore. He's a certified wide receiver 1.
Excuse me. So Amari Cooper has been boomer bust. Keenan Allen, was like Mike Williams was at the beginning of the year. Now you got Keenan Allen showing up, and he's kind of been missing on his streaming quarterback options as well. David, what would you do if you were in Ty's position? Oh, you know what? Actually, I do have something. Ty wants some action, and he also wants. Not only does he want action, he does want a more consistent wide receiver because he does feel like his wide receivers are boom bust. Okay, so just throwing it out there, if you can help him out. He's been streaming quarterback. I would say his streaming quarterback, hasn't been too lucky. Maybe he should think about pivoting and getting that loaded, every week starter quarterback. So just a couple thoughts for Ty, and a couple insider information on Ty. David, what do you think? What would you do if you were Ty right now?
Yeah, I think Ty's been burned these past few weeks with his quarterback play. He has actually reached out to me regarding Josh Allen, and I told him what I was well, this was like yesterday or today, I forget. And I have told him the asking price, and I know he's interested, so I could definitely see him upgrading his quarterback this week. because that's definitely a hurting point for him. I could see him pawning off some wide receiver depth, especially with Antonio Brown out of the walking boot.
Yeah.
And he could lean on him, not this week, but like next week. I don't know if the tempo or the timing works out for that. But I
Because he
think,
needs wins now for sure.
yeah, he definitely needs to win now. But I think if feels pretty confident about playing Michael and getting this win this week, then I might trade a wide receiver for a stud quarterback. What do you guys
Okay.
think about that? And then have AB slot in with this next week or the week after that.
I can see that. I can see that for sure.
And then he's good.
Yeah, I agree with you. And like we just gave you 2 names that could be trading off QBs, so we kind of
Yep.
did the work for you. So
Yeah.
Yeah, Ty,
yep,
if
yep.
you're listening.
I appreciate you listening to this. All right.
We
Just,
know who doesn't listen to this.
Wait, did you up-
Marcus.
did you
how'd y'all
update
get
the
him to do
chat
the intro, by the way?
He that's where all the budget went, dude. I'm telling you.
Not
I
saying we
say,
have a
you want
budget.
CMC? He says, yes. And then I'll hit him, so send me an intro. So I know you read your messages.
The intro got me like it was not expected.
Yeah, I was dying, dude. Oh my god. I don't usually, and I just kind of played it like going to sleep, and it got me laughing. I was like, I can't sleep after this. All right. Just remind us of some players in the trading block. If not, update. As the week goes on. Big week for trading. I feel like, and then we can revisit the trades. You got James Conner, you got DeAndre Swift, you got Jeremy McNichols. CEH is out there. He's on the way back. Leonard Fournette, Julio Jones is a wide receiver. But and then all Timmy's running backs, but Timmy's trade value is pretty rough, so be wary there.
Be
Wide
wary
receivers.
there.
Wide receivers, you got Robert Woods, Chris Godwin foot injury, but I'm kind of listing players that are going to help you win this week because there are injury concerns and stuff like that for other people on the trade block. Emmanuel Sanders, I think, is a good trade target. T. Higgins is on bye, actually, so he might not be good for this week. Deontay Johnson and Julio Jones, but I have inquired about Deontay Johnson, and he's pretty high on him. However, his trade block is still highlighted. A tight end in Gesicki might be a pretty big deal. I think Timmy thought Gronk would be back right now, but Gesicki, a tight end, has been doing work without Devontae Parker and Will Fuller, so you might want to look into him as a tight end trade option as well.
I'll add Freiermuth to that too, because I do know Jonathan has Freiermuth, and he also has Hawkinson, so definitely on the waiver wire or on the trading block.
For sure. And I know, never mind. James has a bunch of tight ends, but they're not healthy. A couple of them aren't healthy right now.
Okay.
Any other thoughts on trading block section, Vin?
Who are
No,
you
not really.
looking to trade for, Vin?
Looking to trade for?
Yeah. Give me a name. Call it on the
name.
pod.
Call it on the pod. Bring
Are
my
you-
boy home, dude. Come talk to me about Hollywood.
Oh,
I thought you were going
All right.
Lamarck.
no. Come on
Lamarck
now.
Lane. No? Alright. Bring him home. Hey, I'm
Okay.
also in the market for Hendog, Tommy. If you're listening, bring him home. I'm trying to get him before our game.
All right, another trade. Dude, I wanted so bad, so I'm going to Lambo. I wanted Devontae, and I was like, I almost thought about throwing the week just so I could get Devontae, because Timmy has Devontae, and then but I'm playing this week, and I just couldn't do it. And then
Nice.
I've been in major hot talks with Michael about Aaron Jones, so I'm hoping I can get a piece. Otherwise, I might just pick up Mason Crosby and just hope for field goals all week. So
True.
We're all
That's
homers
that's the
at
approach.
heart.
That's the approach I'm running with Matt Gay, man. I'm not dropping him until after our game. I swear to God, that's my only Ram I have left. But
yeah, hit me up if you got a fact I'd like.
so I guess lessons learned from the trading block that we're all homers.
Homers for the right value.
Yeah,
We
for
know
the right.
our worth. But yeah.
Yeah, okay. Power jumping into the week recap power rankings. I go 5 for 6 on the
Yes,
week.
sir.
Let's go. Chris goes 3 out of 6, and our guest, they were
James.
talking all this shit about being higher percentage than us last week. Well, James got 1 out of 6 last week, plummeting their percentage down to 54%. Chris is at 57%, and I'm standing alone at the top, 61%.
And our guest last week was talking a lot of shit about about the guest, the field playing the host. So
That's why you had to bring a man of faith in.
Yeah, we'll
Come
see.
recover this average out.
Yeah. Thoughts on the week, you guys?
David almost had a perfect game. I'm gonna be honest. I
know.
was like so close. The Timmy tie talk, but my boy pulled through because I did bet untie, and then James did mess with the guest count. I thought it was a very low scoring week for the winners. And also just another unfortunate week for Royce. May possibly be out on the week. So yeah, those are my thoughts. Vincent, what are your thoughts on the week?
Like
Yeah,
out
pretty-
of like contention?
Yeah, and he might be playing for the toilet right now.
If he's out, then what? James should also be out, right?
I think so too. I think they
Sheesh.
may be out unless
We
there's
think.
just this,
We did do
unless
the
there's-
math.
fantasy.
yeah, unless there's this big, like 6-way, 6-7 tie, and then Royce might get in because he has good points right now, but he might not have that Derrick Henry push to push him in that top points for what the remaining 3-4 games.
Okay. Go, Vin.
Yeah, this week was pretty low scoring, and he buys and injuries probably has something to do with that. But I'm thriving still. I'm
Yes,
on
sir.
I'm on the win streak.
I'm
So,
on that win streak.
not everybody's down bad. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Someone's got to eat.
Vin did break in the new sleeper highlight where he's on fire right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool.
I didn't even know that was a feature.
Yeah, I saw that today. That was cool. On the other hand, James needs to break in like a snowing feature because he's on a 6-loss streak.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't put that in. Or
And
He's
then,
already hurting. They didn't need to rub it in.
And then someone else is like on a 4. Royce is on a 4-game loss streak, so he
Mm.
should be ice cold as well.
yeah.
Oh man. David, your thoughts on this one?
I thought that we did a pretty good job picking out the game of the week. It was low scoring, yes, but I think it was also our closest game.
Oh.
And do you think that the low scoring is because of bye weeks, or is it because defenses are getting used to the offenses? Whereas
Last week was just a weird week. A lot of the dogs. Yeah, I don't know. I just thought it was just a weird week where like all the dogs won. I haven't watched enough film to look at defensive scheme or anything like that, so I couldn't say.
I think it's been like maybe 2 weeks in a row now that we've
Uh-huh.
had pretty low scoring, but yeah, it's hard to tell. Buys coming in always make everything murky.
Yeah.
All right, power rankings. What are your quick takes?
My quick takes this week are that the top ranks, power rankings score are lower than 3. Like they start at 3. They don't start at 1 or 2. Probably one of our lowest top scores. Top 3 are all close: 307, 336, 364 between Nick, Jonathan, and Vinh. 4 or 5 are also close: 429 and 457 between Timmy and Marcus. The biggest drop is James from 8 to 11, sliding down 3 spots. The biggest riser is our boy right here, Vin Thuc, on the pod from 11 to 7, up 4. David is still last, but his score did go up a little bit. And David has more overall wins and a higher standing than James, the number 11 spot. Believe it or not, dude. Holy shit.
I believe I'm number 5 consistency. That's a solid 70 points every week. You can take that to the bank. You can take it to the bank.
Your team better show with 70 or go home, right?
Yeah, you better show with 70. Or I'm going to hang this L on you tonight. Michael didn't meet it last week.
70 would have beat some teams last week. Dude, we got some. That's
It
a
beat
pretty low
Michael
score, but
last week. That's why he hung a 64 and he didn't
Oh,
meet
I think
it.
James scored like 63 last week too.
So
Timmy was close. Timmy
Uh,
was 76. So it's not a given. 70's not a given.
it's not
Yeah.
it's not a given.
y'all better find God just like Vin did. All right.
Alright.
Any other thoughts on Vincent? What are your thoughts on the power rankings this week?
I don't pay attention to it. It's fake. I said it before. I said it again. It's
Okay.
fake. Fake news.
Okay.
Even James threw me up a little bit because I called him out on it. I see how it is.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
David, any other thoughts on this?
All I'm gonna say is we know how high the power rank score can get, but do we know how low the power rank score can get? Yeah? Let's find out.
In a 12-man team, if you get to 13, dude, straight up, no cap. Like, yeah, in a 12-man team, there's no way your power ranking score can go below the number of teams, right?
Mine's below 12 right now.
But I'm saying, like, if it gets to like 13,
Oh,
like,
okay. Yeah,
you
I
know what I
don't
mean?
know what
Like,
it means, but I think mine was like maybe 15 last week, but alright.
no, it was 12, like 7-4, and then
Oh,
it
okay.
moved up to 12-1-4.
Okay.
All right. Let's jump into this week's predictions. Our first game of the week, we got Ty versus Michael. Let's start it off with our guest, Vincent. What are your thoughts on Michael?
Um, I think it's gonna be a funny matchup. I don't know.
Okay.
I think on paper, Michael has a better QB, but like, I don't know if Ty's gonna keep running Ben, but
Yeah.
if
He-
it's
he-
gonna be Ben versus Wens, Michael has a better QB, but not by much.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like 18 versus 20 or
Mhm.
something.
RBs, I would say, just because Michael doesn't have an RB in, I just say Ty as a
Mhm.
better RB,
Mhm.
and yeah, I just think Ty has a better team all around. Honestly, if like
Okay.
looking at his other than like tight end, I think he has a beat pretty much team wide.
I agree with that. Yeah, I don't have any complaints about that. David, do you agree with that? Any disagreements there?
Yeah, kind of echoing what Vin said. I agree with all his points. I don't know why, but Michael like never has any like of his positions filled. Like last week he didn't. This week he doesn't either. Like I'm scrolling down, he has like
He has no
he never
defense.
has defense in or like
Yeah,
kickers or like quarterback. Like, but
because
I guess
he's
Michael.
streaming, so
No
he
free
just goes on
content
to
for
it
the
late.
pod.
Michael
true.
would have been a good trading block segment because he never has players in. But yeah. So I mean, I have Ty winning, and
I do. Okay, go finish your thoughts.
I wouldn't make any changes to either teams.
Okay. I do think Michael needs a running back too. Have right now Zach Moss in concussion protocol, Marcus Stevenson in concussion protocol, and he needs Aaron Jones to bounce back. I think Ty needs his tight end to keep up with Mark Andrews. Should be a good game for Mark Andrews. And either Big Ben to have a good game, or he needs to figure out a different quarterback to stream. And I think both teams are fine, and Ty's gonna win.
Yeah, same.
Mm.
So we all have Ty winning. Jumping into the next match, we have
Oh, hold
Jane.
on.
Oh,
Can I
Yeah,
say something
go ahead,
about
Vincent.
his
Yeah, go ahead.
matchup?
go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say like, cause you say like, what would you change if you were like either one
Yeah.
of the managers, right? I think if I was Michael, I would make a move, cause he has good wide receivers, man. He has like Godwin, Hopkins. He has T. Higgins on bye. He has a good receiving core. I would make a move for that or that running back too, so you don't have that empty spot. Because I'm looking at his bench, and it's just like a lot of lottery ticket RBs. No one that you would actually start week to week.
Yeah.
So
It's
I know Michael's a lottery ticket kind of guy, but
yeah.
you can't win with just lottery
He
ticket.
has been playing Zach Moss, but he got in that call in
Mhm.
Series 8. It's hard to trade right now, depending on who you're trading to, because not Dustin, but DeAndre Hopkins does have the hammy, and Chris Godwin just got the injury report with the foot injury.
Mhm.
Yeah. I might actually trade for Naeem Hines if I was. I think Ty would trade it to him. I would give $10 for Naeem Hines and I would play him against Ty, and I think Ty would actually do it because it's so speculative.
I would trade for Devonta Freeman and play it against him.
I don't think he would do
Mm,
that play. I don't
Yeah.
think he would trade that. That's like known. But Naeem Hines can give you 0 or he can give you 20.
I've been trying to trade with him, but it's so like we're trying to make a move around, and it's been tough, a rough talk this week.
Okay.
But overall, I still have Ty winning.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Unanimous.
sweet for Ty. That means Michael's probably how this podcast goes. We got James versus Vin this week. Vin will go last. I gotta say, Vin is hot on the current longest win streak of the league of 3, breaking in the new client effects. James might be the coldest on a 6-game
Coldest.
slide, ice cold. I'll say quarterback goes to Vin. Minnesota's D is banged up. Oops, pulled up the wrong game. Give me 1 second. Yeah, Minnesota D's banged up. I think something happened to Aaron Smith. I think COVID. I don't know if he'll be back. And so is Kyler. I got running back going to James with the Kamara injury news. Just a little concerning. It is Wednesday. I have wide receivers going to Vin. I really like A.J. Brown and Judy coming back with his ankle. Tight end, I'd say, is push. Zach Ertz, Dalton Schultz. And then the flex is also a push between Javonte and I would say Jarvis Landry more than inside. I would say that's more of a push. David, what are your thoughts on the positional matchups right now, according to the lineups we see?
Yeah, I agree with you. I have the cute quarterbacks going Vin, running backs going to James. Wide receivers, it's I also have it going towards Vin. Tight ends even. If I were to make a change, I might be playing Renfro over. I think it was Gaskin, because then I would play Javante in as RB and
Okay.
play Renfro. Depending, what is this question mark? Is he hurt or something? Ankle? Whatever. I would still play him. But for on James's side, I think he has his best lineup in right now. That is with Claypool being out or injured. What about you, Chris? We'll have Vin go last.
I would, I agree with you. I might go Hunter Renfro over Javante instead. But after you saying that, I might like the Miles Gaskin, Miles Gaskin a little bit better. I really like Hunter Renfro this week. Because I was looking at Rashad Bateman. I like instead. For James, I for some reason I said maybe Landry again, but he must have switched someone out.
Probably took out Claypool.
Okay. Other than that, yeah, I think he's good there. And go ahead, Vin, before we make our.
Yeah, I agree with you guys on positional. I think I have the better QB and wide receivers. I think he has the better RBs. But I think my flex, if we're saying Javante and Jarvis, I think I have the better flex. Yeah, I see your argument for Renfro over Gaskins or I mean, I might have to play them both depending on
Yeah.
Kamara, but like Gaskins had like 20 carries this week, and Javante had 17, 111 yards. Like I can't argue with the usage. Like they're not. I don't think they're as TD dependent, or at least Javante is as TD dependent as you guys think. That's just my
True.
opinion.
He's he has been putting up he's been scoring less touchdowns than Melvin, double-digit points. So
yeah,
I agree with that.
yeah,
Who do you think you got yourself? Of course,
yeah. I got myself.
David. Who do you got?
I have Vin winning. It'll be really close though. I mean, you can already see it's like 50-50 point projection.
Yeah. I think I'll be close too, but I'm just gonna have to slightly lean James just because no, I'm assuming no Kamara, but with Kamara I'll be closer. I'm just gonna put my money out on James because it's Wednesday.
But are you putting Kyler in or Derek Carr?
I'd have to wait for progress progress reports, injury reports. but
Teacher brain.
I'd go with Kyler if he's healthy. If he's
Okay.
active.
Okay. Jumping into the next matchup, we have Nick versus Marcus. Vin, why don't you take us off here? Or not
Pull
Nick
this
versus
matchup up.
Marcus. Sorry.
Nick versus Marcus.
Yeah.
Should be a good week too. All,
Yeah.
all the games this week are pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Let me look at these. If I'm comparing positional players, I think their QB is a push. It's pretty even. Two good QBs. Tom Brady has like a slight edge, I would say, but pretty even, all things considered. Nick has the better RB core, and that's hard to say because his RBs are kind of.
I don't know if that's the. I mean, if you take their point projections, Cordero's still
That's
higher point projections than them, right?
Yeah, I guess if you're going off point projection, but like you look at Jordan Howard's last game, and that's like it's what you want.
Yeah.
If it's
And
indicative
like
or anything.
Darrell Williams is pretty decent. If he gets a touchdown, that's like RB1 numbers. He had 19 carries, 70 yards, and I'm only saying that now just because Pope doesn't have an RB in, and then I look
True.
at his bench and it's like I don't know who else he could play at RB.
But Giovanni Bernard.
Yeah,
You
so
play
I mean,
Joe.
if you put Gio Bernard in, I would still take Nick.
Yeah, I would definitely take
what I'm
Nick over
saying.
that. I agree.
Wide receivers, I went Nick, just because I know he has Cup in his flex spot. But if I'm saying let's just swap like Cup for Pittman,
Pittman, yeah.
I would take
you have Cup,
Nick's
McLaurin, yeah.
wide receiver, yeah, and then flex Pittman versus Jefferson. I would take Pittman. So yeah, I think that was Nick across the board, other than QB, which is a push.
I agree with that. And I've done, David.
I actually have running back going to Marcus. That's me adding in a like 5 points from whoever. I mean, you can't. I mean, if you're playing the waiver wire game, you can't wish for 5 points. That's like a hard ask for like a waiver wire running back. But if you
Yeah.
slot 5 points in, I think Cordero can get it done. At least against Jordan Howard, because I don't think Jordan Howard will have that same type of week, especially since the Chargers in Detroit have such a terrible run defense. So I think, but besides that, I also have Nick winning. What is this gonna come down to? I think it's like a boom bust type of wide receiver week for Marcus's side, with Van Jefferson and DK Metcalf getting played, and if Terry McLaurin booms also, because I think he's like pretty boom bust.
He's just been hurt. I think he's usually consistent. He's just been.
Yeah, and yes, so I don't know. I don't follow the Washington too much, but and and I'm looking down on their bench to see if I would make anything, but they have like almost their entire bench is on bye.
Yeah.
So I think they have the perfect lineup in right now. So
I agree with the boom bust. Like he's hoping, say DK Metcalf comes back, Benja games, right? Like I for sure think he's banking on that. Nick needs Jordan Howard to show up with the same workload. He's kind of been granted it. Like I don't know why the projected points is 4, but if he doesn't believe in the projected total, I could possibly see him playing AJ Dillon instead. Otherwise, I would have no other changes on the week.
yeah, okay.
Ben, any changes or anything?
No change. I mean, other than finding a RB, but other than that, it's pretty
Okay.
good for me.
I got Nick winning this week. You guys?
I got Nick as well.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. Jumping into Royce versus David. David will go last. Since Vin kicked off the last one, let me pull this up and I can start this one off. I do have the quarterbacks pushing between Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen. I have running backs going to actually pushing here. I believe in Elijah Mitchell compared to James Robinson and J.D. McKissick. Boston Scott should get some work. I have wide receivers going to Royce. I like the Julio Jones is off the injury report from what I read today, and then Justin Jefferson. I also like Ayuk this week. Tight end is going to go to David every single week. Flex is going to be a push as well. I think Ayuk Beasley, is more or less a push. David, excuse me, Vincent, thoughts on that?
QBs pretty close, but I'm a bias. I'm gonna say
Of
Royce is the
course.
QB edge because
Okay.
my boy. RBs, I'm gonna tentatively say Royce, just because James Robinson he didn't practice today, so we don't know. We'll see. We'll monitor as it goes.
Mhm.
But if he does play, I would take Royce's RBs. Wide receivers, yeah, if Justin Jefferson I think is better than any wide receivers that David has. So I would
Whoa.
pick.
Whoa.
That's
On
a
the
hot
spot.
take.
That's a hot take.
I'll take a shot bet on that right now.
What?
Jefferson versus
One
who?
Jefferson
Anybody
versus
outscore?
the field on my wide receiving core.
We'll shop at that.
You got to give us 3 names because I don't want someone off the bench.
Right now it's Devonta Smith,
Right now
Russell
it's
Gage, and Cole
Devonta Smith,
Beasley.
Gage, and Beasley. The field.
Okay.
I'll
Just
take
one,
that.
Anybody in my starting lineup. I say
Not-
I'll
anyone.
take that shot bet.
Not
I'll
my
take a shot bet too.
starting wide receiver lineup.
Mm-hmm.
I might think of so
I'll take that bet.
easiest bet ever, dude. With my luck, Jefferson's gonna get like 3 points and Devonta's gonna get like 4.
David,
Yeah.
thoughts on your matchup?
Oh yeah, so quarterbacks I see it pretty even, but that's where it ends, right? Right. Running backs, I got me. I'm hoping James Robinson's out. Boston Scott has that chance to go off. I think Philadelphia. It might not look as skewed as what the box scores say. I think they might do a hot hand approach to Philadelphia. So I just need a bank on that. Eli Mitchell's been running really well lately, and it's a Monday game, so he gets that time to rest his ribs up. Wide receivers, you guys are forgetting about the revenge game narrative. It's Devonta Smith versus Royce's team, so I do have that going.
That revenge
I
game
do have
narrative.
that storyline
Okay.
going towards me. These are the next gen stats you have to go into before each game. This is a revenge narrative. But so I do have that going my way. Kelsey my way, and I'm going for the disgusting Cole Beasley and Josh Allen wide receiver quarterback stack. That's where I'm going. So I do think I have this one pulling out a pretty comfortable win over Royce's team, sending him to
How
the
comfortable are we
toilet
talking?
realm.
To the Vanny
We
realm.
shot betting on how comfortable you're talking.
Is there
20
shot?
points, 30 points.
10 points.
It'll be 7 points.
Oh, a 7-point
7
spread.
points.
But 7 points for 70 is 10% of my total score.
That's true. That is true.
Right?
That is
That's true. That's true.
So
Well,
Those next gen stats.
the next gen stats.
I was to think about that. I'm gonna go. This game's gonna go down to Julio versus Gage. I think Julio's healthy now, apparently. And I'm gonna say if anything needs to change, Royce might play Bolden if the New England running backs are out. Gibson, Gibson's still out there. I'm just not sure about the game script. That must be what his thinking is. And David seems good where he is. And I do have David win as well.
Oh, let's go.
I think the game will come down to the flex Ayuk versus Beasley. Beasley has like a higher floor just because he gets like more receptions, but I think it'll come down to like which one of them scores the touchdown. You know what I mean? So they're both gonna have like pretty normal scoring points until one of them scores the touchdown, and I think that will decide the game. That's 7 points.
They'll both
6
have
points,
they'll both
almost,
have
that's
5
decide.
points until one scores the touchdown. Then they'll end the week with 11 points.
There you go.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
for if I was one of these managers, I would say Royce. It's time to let go of Julio, man. I would play.
Bro,
would
you're
play-
the manager that's talking about it's time to let go. Don't you still have AR on your bench, dude?
Yeah, but I don't play him. I've already let go.
It's gotta
So
delete
Royce,
the
dude,
pictures from
I'm
your
speaking
phone.
from experience. You gotta do the same. Take him out of your lineup. Play Elijah Moore, maybe. That's just my opinion.
Okay.
Okay.
But overall, I still think Royce is gonna win.
If you're Royce, would you sell me 10 Julio Jones for $10? Who wins that trade?
That's a push.
That's what I'm trying to tell him. But he won't do it. That might be the biggest brain or the pea brain move he's ever made. But he won't take the bet.
Are you gonna shop at him this week?
I don't know if he wants to. We can put it out there.
10 fab is more. So if we just take 10, right? 10 fab.
Yeah.
That's more than any like amount of points that Julio has scored, other than like 1 week.
So
Just
pretty
saying.
much it's either will Julio score more than Hunter Henry this week? I think that's how it works out, right?
Damn, it's like that. Man, I'm better Julio.
All right. Yee versus Jonathan.
He went too far. I
what?
think he versus Jonathan is the game of the
Oh,
week.
Timmy versus Chris is our next matchup.
Oh, I think this is the game of the week because you get
Oh,
the rapist and you get the vigilante,
The
the
Special
Batman.
Victims Unit.
As far as
SVU.
narratives
I'll
go,
tell
this
you,
is
we
the game
have-
of the week.
we have a lot of game of the weeks this week. I couldn't.
Narratively,
when I was
this is
writing
the
this
game
up.
of the week to me.
Okay,
This is the big storyline.
We can put it on.
Does Timmy catch the perp? Or does the perp roam the streets free? But anyways, I'll start us off here. We have I think we have Russell Wilson in for quarterback for Timmy, so Jalen
Yeah.
Hurts. I think Russell Wilson first game back, I don't think he's gonna be throwing as much. Jalen Hurts has been playing better, and so as a consequence, his fantasy points have been going down. So I see the QBs as a wash. Running backs, I have going towards Chris. I think James Conner and McCaffrey is a pretty solid core. Wide receivers, I also have going towards Chris because I don't know the stat. Is Aaron Rodgers playing this week?
He's supposed to, but we don't know.
Yeah, so and Aaron Rodgers speculative and Tyreek Hill hasn't been playing as well as recently, or maybe it's boom or bust, I guess, because of Patrick Mahomes' gameplay. So I have the wide receivers going Chris and tight end. I also have going Chris. Sway. What about you, Vin?
I got QBs, assuming he's playing Russ Wilson. I think it's even. I think, yeah, like you said, he's coming back from injury. He's not going to throw the ball much. Chris Carson might be back. They might be trying to establish the running game a little more. RBs, I got Chris, McCaffrey. I mean, his first game back from injury, he scored like 11 points, almost 12. So he's hitting the ground running. And then Dearness without Chubb, if he's still on COVID, should be pretty good. Wide receivers, I got Timmy, but it's close. Big name wide receiver matchup, and that's where I put where the matchup would come down to as well, is that the two superstar wide receiver cores. Tight end, I got a push, and then flex, I got Timmy, but not by very much. So I guess also a push.
I have this matchup going down to, you can put this into paper. I have it going down to a Monday night miracle. Hendog
Shop it.
versus Kittle. And Chris pulls out the Kittle win over Hendog. That's how I have it going down.
Spicy.
But the Rams will still win, right?
But the Rams will win, of course.
It's like catching the snitch, right? But they still lose by
It's
points.
that
it only gives you 50.
I don't think Hendog's gonna play the whole game. They're gonna put Michelle in. Michelle's gonna ground play the game, and
Too
Kittle
hot,
will
dude.
catch all the garbage time TDs. That's how I have the game
Too
going.
hot. Too hot. All right. I have the quarterbacks going even. I have myself. Running backs. I have wide receivers. Timmy still. Tight end push and then flex myself between Dearness and I guess like Melvin Gordon or Jacobs. Um, I don't think there's any changes to make. I would say Darren is playing for me and Josh Jacobs been doing well for Timmy. Maybe Dame, depending on the concussion and the Browns back COVID stuff. Timmy's team is good, and I have myself winning.
Okay, I think we all have Chris winning this week. And our last matchup of the week, me versus Jonathan. Pretty big matchup going on here. Why don't you start us off, Chris?
All right, we got. I think this is the game of the week. Game of the week. So I just think there's a lot of great matchups this week in general between narratives and teams. But me versus Jonathan first. You got quarterback is going to go to Jonathan. Running back's going to go to me. Between Zeke and Jonathan Taylor. Najee's great, but Devin Singletary, kind of depends on the Zach Moss situation. Wide receivers is a push. Oh, wait, wide receivers goes to Jonathan actually from between Tebow and Tyler Lockett. Tight end is going to go to Jonathan, and the flex is Jonathan for DJ Moore versus whoever he decides to put in. Right now, so Le'Veon Bell, I don't think it's going to be that, though. Mintuk, any differences on my analysis?
No, pretty much the same, except I think wide receivers, I think it's a little closer. I have it a push. I know like CD and Mike Will have been kind of quiet last few weeks, but we've seen the big games from them. So I think they can pull it out whenever.
Okay.
But other than that, it's pretty even, I would say. Like again, I don't think my brother's gonna play Le'Veon Bell like you said. He'd probably slide Thielen or something.
Mhm.
But I would still pick I would still pick DJ Moore over anybody that my brother has on his bench as of right now.
Fair.
Mm-hmm.
David?
Yeah, I echoing what everybody said. But I think it comes down to the boom or bust game from both sides. Both of them have that up high ceiling, but they can also be pretty abysmal. So it just depends who hits and who doesn't hit from, I guess, 5 boom bust wide receivers in one game. So for Jonathan, I might play who am I playing? Michael Carter over Devin Singletary.
Mo Carter.
Mike Mo Carter over Devin Singletary. Just for like that just for the receptions. I'm not sure if Buffalo will stick to the running game. I mean, they don't really run the ball too often, even if it's against the Jets. They might just dink and dunk their way down the field, and I don't know. I just like the Michael Carter half point PPR upside better. But all that being said, I have me winning. You guys?
I agree with the flex plays. And the boom bust plays between Mike Williams and like Lockett, DJ Moore. I have Jonathan winning though.
And I have me winning. I just I feel like Mike Will he's due for a bounce back. And Jonathan Taylor versus Jacksonville, might be another 30 bomb.
Yeah, I agree, definitely. Well, I think that's all we have for today, everybody. Anything you want to say to the league or Vin, out of your shell?
Vin's gonna go look in his box. So I'm just gonna say shot bets are we have Jefferson versus Devontae Smith Gage in the field between Devontae Smith Gage Beasley. If you guys want to join that one, and then other shot bets are me versus Jonathan game of the week 1, and would you guys say Timmy and Chris game of the week 2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Narratively.
Would you guys make bets on those?
I'll make a bet on that.
I'll
sure.
take that bet. Royce ain't or Timmy ain't catching the rapist.
Just
Okay.
He's
it's
getting
does
away.
the justice system prevail?
Okay. So we got two, more or less game of the weeks to bet on, and we'll see. We get some other props out there. Got the OBJ landing spot. If you can get your vote in. Really quick, any thoughts on OBJ landing spot? Not betting, but just your thoughts. Team, real quick.
I know there's been whisperings of the Packers maybe picking them
I've
up.
seen like Patriots is making a big push for him.
It'd be funny if he went back to New York, because they are pretty banged up in that receiving core. Patriots would be a good landing spot for him. He'd be the alpha there. I think for him personally, he wants to win. New York and the Patriots, I don't know if they're like in winning mode, and he wants a long-term contract.
Mhm.
I don't know if those are like pretty high asks, so it's hard. So
Okay.
yeah. Well, good luck everybody this week. Good luck Vin. Good luck Chris on
Thank
your
you. Good
weeks.
luck.
It's either do or die now, guys. So
Sir.
get those dubs and peace out.
Get those trades in.
All right. There you guys.
Bye.
And the trades in. That's right. There you guys.